good afternoon and welcome. Welcome back to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, here on this after-match show. Motherwell 3, Rangers 3 is the one and only Bridgeman. How are we doing, Bridgeman? Give us your thoughts.
Oh, can I just say a big good afternoon to yourself and to all the Rangers fans all over the world listening in on here, and particularly boys on Rangers Radio. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Poor result for us. Poor result.
I think in the circumstances, losing a goal that late on, you're always going to be disappointed, mate. But for me, we played, even though we lost 2 goals in the first half, we saw some nice stuff and looked a better football team. In the second half, after about 15 minutes, I thought we fell out the game, couldn't keep the ball. And in the last 10 minutes, we just invited the zone on the Tapias, and you could see the goal coming, but you just thought we'd done enough to see the game out. I think it was actually overtime. Well, I don't want to blame the manager because of the substitution, but I see what he was trying to do. Well, we'll never be able to answer that question. But for me, I don't often agree with the guy who used to play for the team who played in East End of Glasgow and train at Barrafield, but I think Alan could have just came and punched it and then finished it. That would have finished the game, Bridge. But that's the negatives. The positives: some good play in the first half, good goals, particularly the third one. Nice football goal. I think their goal should have done better, but it was still a lovely move. 2 good goals by Lafferty. The second one, the technique for the first one was good. The second one, great cross for Tavernier. We've seen the pluses of James's game there, but the minuses, his play at full-back, mate, and his defending very, very poor, in my opinion. And Big Goldston had his worst games since he signed for us, mate. Thoughts, Bridge?
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Goldston looks to me, I'd rang studs in my opinion. And that wee slip up to let that boy through, it just led to me, Goldston never actually recovered from that. I think he's probably so disappointed in himself. But it wasn't the first time, and that was the first time he slipped. But it wasn't the last time, because he slipped a couple of times after that. So it sort of knocked him a wee bit, I think. But hopefully he gets back into the dressing room and gets himself out for a pint or whatever it is he does to relax. Gets him to relax and thinks to himself, no way am I doing that again. Absolutely no way. And come back what he was doing. Other than that, it's a bad game. I don't think Andy had a bad game. We just the way we played in the second half was, particularly the last half hour of the second half, my goodness gracious, we were parked inside our box sometimes.
I thought actually Big Katic was our best defender of the day by a distance, personally, you know.
Yeah, and I honestly thought Barisic was best. For me, I thought Barisic had a great game.
In the first half, mate, I thought some of his balls were exquisite.
Yeah.
And he was involved in most of our good play. But look, if people want to join us, what's the number? It'd be great to hear some people's thoughts.
The number's 0141 356 1972.
Or join us at Skype at Rangers Radio, where you'll be brought in. Be all school blue because Fox has got to go and see somebody this afternoon, Bridgeman.
Oh, I don't want to know. Yes. Oh, I do want to know. You can tell us then. Can I just say? I thought Tavernier. You said you hinted on it a wee bit earlier. I think Tavernier going forward obviously caused him the opposition some danger, and he's a really good creative player when it comes to it. But my goodness gracious, when you ask him to do a defensive role, I mean that goal that the boy scored, a beautiful header by the way, and no taking anything away from that. The guy scored a lovely header, but in reality, Tavernier left him. He just left him. Before you know it, that boy was 3 or 4 yards in front of Tavernier. So I just don't know.
We've got a caller who's calling an old call, called Rangers Radio. I think we've been joined by Cushy. How are we doing, Cushy?
Afternoon, guys. How are we?
Hi, Cushy.
Mate? And we've also been joined by the Global Ambassador, but we'll go to Cushy first, then we'll go to Big Al. Cushy.
I think, just enormously disappointing the way the game ended, but I think the full second half we just sat too deep, allowed Motherwell to come on and just play the game that they wanted to play, which is just essentially throwing balls into the box all the time. You've seen with our subs that are coming on, and Connor Salmon, another big guy, his name escapes me at the moment, but you can see what the game plan was from to get back into the game.
Bowman.
that's on Bowman, and we just kept allowing them to do it. We didn't control the game. We didn't get the ball on the deck. You know, we didn't do the things that we are typically good at for the entirety of the second half. And there was an kind of an air and inevitability about the goal when it came. And I was gutted when it came, but I wasn't surprised when it came.
I thought we'd actually just done enough to see the game out. All we had today, there was a few errors in there, but these things happen in football. How are we doing, Big Al? What's your thoughts, mate?
Wonderful, aye. I think we've seen a wee bit of look out of this. We'll learn a lot. Mr. Gerrard will learn a lot himself, but I don't know why we want to run the balls into the corner. The 3 substitutions were crazy for me. I said to you before, we've got weapons of mass destruction on the bench, Candias and the other winger boy. I thought we should have put them on and they're going to put the ball high into the box. Well, they can't put the ball high into the box if they're chasing their players into the corners and their half. So that's the way I would have went, but it feels like a defeat.
It does, mate. You're spot on there. But what I will say, we brought a flying machine on because our midfield never get the grips to it.
Yeah.
We didn't have. Look, the substitutions, I think Halliday had an ankle knock and was signalled a couple of minutes before. And Boran had a bit of cramp.
I know, but you could have changed them. Could you not change the players for the 2 players I said? Candias, I mean, Candias' work rate isn't in question, and I think you could put him on for the last 15, 20 minutes, whatever.
I think also we're 2 forwards stopped. They ran out of legs between them because they'd worked so hard in the first half, and maybe for Morelos. He just legs gone. I don't mean he looked knackered, but it happens. We've also been going with we're on JFK, John from Knightswood. How we doing, JFK? Well, he's not there yet. Cushy, bad goal we lost. First goal was unlucky. Second goal, good delivery but bad defending. We're always looking for positives. What will we learn for that? 3 goals lost.
I don't know. I don't think James Tavernier doesn't seem to be learning from his mistakes. You know, and his mistakes. You know, he typically seems to just lose his man when he's defending set pieces, etc. You know, and Tavernier doesn't seem to be learning from that. You know, I'm trying to find positives in what he's doing. His cross in for Lartick's goal was absolutely superb. You know, and that's you know you're going to get that quality at that end of the park. You know, but when he's asked to defend, there's just too many times he just fails in his job. You know, I didn't think he used to have been on Hartley for the last piece. I'm not quite sure if somebody swapped with him kind of late on, but why he's the good lad is marking their big centre half just amazed me. And again, it just lost him, and the guy actually had a tap in. You know, and that's the bit I think it was hugely disappointing.
He wasn't close to him, mate. He wasn't close to him.
No, he just lost him very quickly. I mean, the guy didn't do anything. It's not as if he'd done anything. Made a nice run in the box or something like that. All he did was, kind of move in about a yard or so closer to the goal and had a tap in. You know, so James has got a lot of positives to his game. You know, but the negatives have cost us. You know, at this early in the season, you know, and maybe that's the reason Gerrard's went with a 3-5-2 to try and push Tavernier a bit up the park, you know, so that maybe these mistakes are going to kind of get lessened over the piece, but it's not. It didn't work today because we sat too deep. We defended for too much of the second half and just allowed Motherwell to do exactly what they wanted, and that is not James Tavernier's game, and it seems to come back. It's coming back to haunt us.
Can I come in, Alex?
On you go, mate.
I was just going to say, in my opinion, if we played 3-5-2 today, which a lot of folk think we did, we don't have the manpower at the back to play 3-5-2. We don't have 3 massive defenders. We have good defenders, but never in a million years have we got 3 defenders to play 3 at the back. So that's my first point. Second point, and I agree with Cushy. Tavernier, that's 2 goals. His marking, shall we say, led to opportunities for them to score, and they did in 2 of the goals, unfortunately.
I think it's listen, And the first goal, if the guy climbs above him and it's a great header and he scores a goal, you see, well, he's been
absolutely
done. He wasn't close to him, that's the thing.
Let him go, just let him go. And it's the same there. The guy stepped a yard and a half past him, and Tavernier was standing there watching.
Behind
By
him,
the way, what can you say? You can't say that, you know.
You with us, Jimmy from Knightswood? You're not the GFK? No, don't think
he's having trouble.
Alan, Big Al, it felt like a defeat, mate, eh?
Oh, definitely. But as Cushy was... And you go, JFK. And you go.
On you go, Jimmy.
Hey, Jimmy here. How you doing, guys?
Yeah, we're GFK. Jimmy from Knightswood.
How you doing, guys?
All right, can you hear us? No, not working. On you go, Big Al.
I can hear you, but can you hear me?
We can hear you, mate, aye.
Can I hear you?
Alright, you drop him and bring him back out. I'll school, that's it, mate. On you go, Big Al.
Cushy was right. You could feel it coming in the last 10-15 minutes. You knew it was coming. Why did he make that substitution with Wallace? I thought Wallace, when you look at it, there was a camera angle for behind the goal. Did he not let that Hartley run right in front of him? Wallace came off that back post. Hartley was to his left-hand side. I'm not saying Wallace is to blame. I'm just saying you've got a fresh player in there that's not up to speed, and I like Wallace.
I wouldn't have done that substitution, but I'm not able to answer that.
But this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. He can learn for this. He can. It wasn't a defeat. It feels like a defeat, but and we move forward. We learn for this. So.
For me, and I'll take this to Cushy, it was awful close to Alan. Alan McGregor could have came and just put a wrist on it or a punch on it, and that would have been the game done.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not quite sure why he stayed in his lane. I don't know whether he was blocked off for coming out, or something. But yeah, it's in that area where you would think that it should just be a keeper's ball every day of the week. So. I don't know whether he just got underneath it and it's just allowed the ball to drop behind him for the lad to score. But it's not. I'm not going to blame Alan McGregor. Yes, he probably could have done better with it, but it's just. I think overall the way we defended in the second half, and that 3-5-2 formation is a formation that I've wanted us actually to play, because I felt that Gerrard was wanting to go that way, and we had the midfield that could cope. But I didn't expect us to do it in a tough away fixture with Motherwell. I thought it was a formation that should be played in certain times in certain games against certain opposition at Ibrox primarily. To just kind of bring it in out of nowhere in a tough away fixture against Motherwell, I was really, really surprised to see. And the back three just didn't look comfortable with it at all from the start. And I think with goals and slip, he just seemed to, his confidence and his footing for the rest of the game just seemed to disappear with that slip. So I think just generally, yes, but there was some faults with Cav not picking up and McGregor not coming for that ball, but just the way we approached the game and the way we didn't control the second half and defended too deep. Is probably what's cost us rather than pointing the finger at individuals. I feel like
we gave the ball away. We went back as a team. Anyway, we've been joined by Travel Rug. I'd just like to point out we were winning till we brought on Lee Wallace.
I
think you'll find there was times during the game where we won the winning, and don't dare bring Lee Wallace into it when you're going to defend Tavernier. I'm sorry, mate.
He does not
learn. He had the same problems last season. It always seems to be the same. He's not very good at picking up a man. Whenever that ball goes to the back post, we're always struggling when James Tavernier's supposed to be marking somebody. That aside, I'm going to be critical of the manager's substitutions today. I thought Motherwell are hammering guys on forward, and he brings off Barisic. Now, if the boy's struggling, why bring on the wee fast winger who we're not particularly sure about how good he is at defending? I thought he weakened our defence by taking Barisic on and put. For me, I would have took Lafferty or probably Mer Moreles off and put the wee boy on. But if he's going to take Barisic off, he needed to put Wallace on at that stage. I thought we go. They're hammering men putting more men in offensive positions, yet we take a defender off and stick a winger on. That wasn't a particularly good decision, particularly as we weren't managing to hold the ball at all.
He was one of our better players today, Big Boran, wasn't he?
Well, if they're saying that he was struggling or if he was cramping up or whatever, then fair enough. They've got to make that move. But I didn't think it was a particularly good decision to.
I don't think
Middleton
touched the ball the whole time he was on.
I think Middleton should have been put on and take off Morales or Big Kyle, because they weren't giving anything for us anyway at that stage. So maybe we just needed somebody that was.
They stopped holding the ball, mate. The ball wasn't coming into him.
But man, Tavernier just. I'll let my guard down. I thought he was coming on, but see, we need him. We need him to be a defender before we need him to be an attacker. I'm sorry,
He's seen the good and bad, mate. He's seen the good and bad. He made the goal with the cross, and then his defender was appalling.
I'm sorry, but we always see the bad with him.
But we got a point. We got a point, Travel. We got a point.
Come on.
Motherwell got a point.
Well, that's twice we've lost goals in the dying stages of a match this season. We can't continue to do that. If we want to be successful this season, we can't afford to keep dropping, losing goals so late in the match. We know we weren't particularly good today. We got put under a lot of pressure.
And the second half, Travel. The first half we played okay. Yeah, we played okay. So
fair enough. We were playing some cracking football.
The second half we weren't good at all. Anyway, Travel. Maybe we'll be joined by a big All-Star. Hello, mate.
Bit disappointing.
Yeah. The manner lost, mate, and I think Bridgman said before the goal you could feel it coming. You know, you just felt, oh, here we go. But I thought we'd seen it out, see that last corner out, and the game was done, and we never.
No, this is it. I think the problem for us was in that second half, Motherwell decided to make it a hammer throwing competition, and we allowed them to put the game that way. You know, I think bringing the wee winger on Middleton, like I see his point. I think if we had kept the ball, passed it out, played it around, played some good football, Middleton would have caused them issues. But for some reason, we decided to keep it. Any time we had the ball, we kept lumping the ball back up the pitch. And Motherwell love a game like that. They'll play like that all day because that's their game plan. They want, as soon as they get the ball in their defence, they're lumping it back up again. It makes a big Connor Salmon who's going to keep flicking balls on. And that was the issue for us. I just think if we had a calmed down, played a wee bit of football, we would have seen that game out. But unfortunately, our tactics or whatever happened on the pitch, as I say, the players decided to play into Motherwell's hands. And I think if we're being realistic, looking at it in the second half, Motherwell probably deserved their point.
Can I get an Ox here?
Just to let Jimmy know, I think there must be probably a Skype. We're not stopping you getting on, mate, so don't feel as if you can't call in. When you go, Bridgeman.
I was just going to say, I think with hindsight, right, and I mean this in all sincerity, I think we lost that point when our manager came out and said we accept the apology. Motherwell were on a high. Their fans and everyone were on a high. Their captains came out and made some absolutely scurrilous remarks about our players.
I would accept the guy. I'm just saying. But there wasn't an apology to put the ball in the net 3 times.
No, I'm not. I never said that. I'm talking about as a club and a team, right? In my opinion, I think, looking back, it's only hindsight, that we lost that. They were as high as a kite. They were as high as a kite, and they normally are high as a kite playing us anyway, but that was even added, you know, and the pouring rain and all that. So all these things all add up.
Bridgman,
yes.
Would you be surprised if the compliant officer punishes him with a suspension just when they're getting ready to play the Manx?
No, the game's over. They'll maybe fine him or warn him. Let
it go, guys, man. Let it go. In the second half, we just weren't good enough. We have the upper game. Let it go. We scored 3 beautiful goals in the first half, Bridge. You might let it go, mate. We'll move forward for this. We'll learn our lessons. Mr. Gerrard will learn these lessons. And we'll move. No. It's only 10 minutes after the game. 10 minutes after the game, right? See, you know what it is? You know what it is? We've been spoiled for the beginning of the season.
No, we've not. We lost a late goal against Aberdeen.
Oh,
we're no learning lessons. I'm sorry, mate. Seems to me there's been losing goals like that for 2 seasons. We're no learning lessons.
But last week, James Tavernier was the man of the match. Vernier was, with his 3 assists. So we've got to look at it and balance it off. We weren't up for it in the second half. Simple as. No hammer throwing. None of this. No physical tackles. We just weren't. I think we were tired because we've been spoiled. We've had good football for the beginning of the season. We've progressed in Europe far greater than any of us imagined we would do. We've progressed as a team far greater than them days. We've got a manager that none of us thought was going to be the manager or get the results that he's got. He'll learn for this. He's wise enough. He's ugly enough. Maybe not ugly enough. I'm still looking at it.
Easy, boy.
He'll learn for this. It's disappointing. It does feel like a defeat, guys, but it's fish paper. The game is gone now. The most important thing.
But we need to talk about it, Al, because either that or we
I'm going to go, but could I ask Cushy one thing?
Why don't you go?
Is Cushy there? Cushy, is that Rudger Hauer on your thing, aye?
It is, yes, mate.
I'm going to have nightmares, man. Jesus. I'll need to look at Steven Gerrard for another 5 minutes. Right, Jeremy, you take care of yourselves. Nice to hear you, Talo Rudger, on terra firma. Let it go.
Kishi, look, we scored 3 goals. I thought at half time, we'll score in the second half. It was a day for forwards rather than defenders with the conditions. We never created a lot in the second half, and that was the reason. I thought, I don't know, I can't put my finger on it.
I thought getting 3-2 ahead before the interval, I thought that there was only one team looked like winning after that. I thought Motherwell had shot the ball, frankly speaking. I felt they thought we gifted them 2 goals, and yet we still got back into it and got 3-2 ahead before the interval. So I thought, I honestly thought we would simply kick on from that and go and get another one. I didn't see Motherwell coming back into the game at all. Obviously, with the second half, it just did not transpire to that. Whether we tired a little bit, whether we just decided to take the foot off the gas, and try and sit deep and see it out and hope for the best, or a combination of both of them. I'm not quite sure, but it's whatever it is, it's not worked. I would have certainly at half time. I would have changed the formation at half time. I wouldn't kept that 3-5-2 with 2 up front. I didn't feel it was working. I didn't think my back feel comfortable with it, and I would have definitely changed it at half time. I was very surprised that we didn't do that. I would have been more comfortable with us trying to see out a game from 3-2 with the formation that we play against Maribor, for example, away from home, rather than with a brand new 3-5-2 that we tried there. So I think if you score 3 goals away from home, I would fully expect to win the game, and our defence, unfortunately, our defence kind of let us down a little bit, and I think a little bit of that is also due to the manager in terms of the information he's put out today and some of the substitutions, But I'm trying not to be too critical because we didn't lose the game. We've lost 2 points, but we didn't lose the game. But there's as guys have said, there's absolutely lessons to be learned with this. The issue is we need to learn them quickly. That's 3 league games. We've dropped 4 points to basically the same thing. Last minute goals, and set pieces and things like that. We simply cannot keep doing that. And we need to start seeing these games out and be far more clever than we were in the second 45 minutes of that game.
Here.
Ulster. I mean, I actually agree with Travelrock about Tavernier's performance today. I didn't think he had a good game at all defensively, and didn't do a lot in the second half offensively neither. But it was a whole team that went flat. Whether Thursdays or the exertions or all these games at the start of the season are a factor of that, or Motherwell just cutting out the midfield and just lumping it. We had to get our foot in the ball. I didn't think it was a day for Glenn Middleton personally. If we were taking somebody off, I might have put Lafferty to the left and actually put on Big Sadiq up there just to run about and give me Morelos a lift. But again, that's in hindsight. And Alston, I'll ask you this. If McGregor comes and punches that ball clear, we don't lose that goal. The show's so different.
Yeah, well, this is it, Yeah, but I think McGregor's been pretty good since he's come back. Maybe he could have came out and punched.
Brilliant. It's an easy game watching in the television, mate. I don't see that again. It might have been blocked or something, but it was just awful close for me.
Well, this is it. I mean, but we allowed. So it wasn't just that set piece. We defended well on a lot of set pieces. McGregor had to come out and punch a few of them out, but we allowed them to have too many set pieces. We just allowed Motherwell to play their game in the second half. The last 30 minutes, you were sitting there waiting for that goal to come in, to be fair. And I know it was late and it suckered us, but it was coming. You could see it coming. It was a wee bit like last season, to be honest. It was games they got last season. I think, last 30, teams were attacking us and you were just waiting for the goal to go in. And unfortunately, it has went in. Tavernier today just is that's what Tavernier is, guys. We know it. He can play going forward. He's fantastic. He can play the 1-2s. He can cross balls in. He can be a massive nuisance. But when he's got someone half decent who's attacking him on his wing, you see his weaknesses. And that's what we've seen again today from Tavernier. And unfortunately, that's just something we're going to have to live with. One thing for me for Connor Goldson was I think he was wearing the wrong footwear. I don't think he had the right foot. I think he had those blades on. I'm not 100% sure or not. But when the first slip happened, I said to myself, right, he slipped, and then a few times after that as well. You seen him. He was trying to stop. A few times he slipped. It wasn't just that one incident, but there was a few times in the game he was slipping, and I was thinking to myself, where is the second pair of boots? Where's the studs? And I know the pitch was slippy today, but I think you have to have the proper footwear, and I have a feeling Connor Golson wasn't wearing the right footwear today.
I definitely wasn't wearing the right studs. That's for sure.
It did look like that. I did. Look. I think he looked a bit uneasy. He went from left to right, and he was playing it sort of right back, and he didn't look particularly comfortable there. Where he's had great games for his all season, Cushy. It's just nobody can play out of 10 every week.
No, you can't. And I think the slip, I think, just set him back a little bit. I think he didn't look comfortable after that. He kept on doing a lot of. When he was controlling the ball a lot of times, and at the sidelines in particular, he kept miscontrolling it and things like that. And it's not like him. He's normally very assured on the ball, and so I think the slip had just knocked his confidence a little bit. That being said, he's a professional player, and when we got back to the game 3-2, that should be put to bed. Hopefully, he should learn his lesson, and if he's not got the proper footwear on in the first half, then get it on for the second half.
Absolutely.
There should be no excuses for that. But then in the second half, he slipped again one time about midway through the second half when the boy was in and had a very, very good chance at a shot at Alan McGregor, and he slipped again as he was trying to catch him. I think what that formation has highlighted for me though, with the three at the back, is that they are good. The two boys in the middle are good defenders, Katic and Golson, but with the three at the back, there was a little bit of a lack of pace. I'm not saying they're particularly slow defenders, because they're not, but there was a little bit of lack of pace, and I felt the Motherwell players were exploiting that, particularly in the first half. The second half, it was just long ball stuff straight into the box. But in the first half, I felt our boys looked as if they were getting caught out a little bit in terms of the pace. It's it's something for Steven Gerrard to mull over, whether if we're going to do that, when's the appropriate time to actually go with three at the back. As I say, I've wanted us to play it because I felt we had the manpower to do it, but I was really surprised to see us doing it in a tough away fixture.
With the conditions the way they were as well, Cushy, it was that's more advantageous to forward players as defensive players. Hard pitch, start of season, a lot of water. Yeah,
absolutely. But in those, back in the day when I played, I used to enjoy playing in those conditions, because I always felt it was a bit easier to control the ball, and so and there was certainly nothing wrong with the park. It was just we just didn't look quite as comfortable at the back as we've done very, very recently. And that, I think that's something Gerrard will need to look at if he wants to continue that formation. And that's why I was really surprised that we didn't change it at half time, because for me it was showing up some things that that he didn't want to see. But maybe he felt with 3-5-2 we got ourselves back into the game and there was only going to be one winner, and that's certainly what I felt. It just didn't transpire like that. And
Oxford, it sounds as if we've lost the show.
All right, Old School Blue will deal with that. Right. Did you hear that? We've lost the show in the lobby, I believe. Old School.
Yeah.
He'll work away in that. Listen, lads, if you don't mind going on mute, we'll also hear from our manager, Stephen Gerrard, MBE.
Stephen, was that a bitterly disappointing blow at the end there?
Yeah, very disappointed. Obviously, the timing, last kick of the game. We tried to get Lee Wallace on to try and help us defend that set play. But Motherwell have got the reward. But we've gave them 2 set pieces today, so bitterly disappointed with the timing of the late equaliser, and also disappointed how we've defended set plays in the main today. Something we're going to have to look at. Do
you feel you deserved more from the game?
I don't think we played well second half. I don't think we kept the ball well enough or played in their half for long enough periods. And we've got ourselves to blame for being in that situation. I thought when we went a goal down, obviously the first one was an unlucky one, but I thought we played ever so well to get back into it. We showed really good character and we played some really nice stuff. So there was some pleasing aspects of it, but I think when you can see the late equaliser, it always feels that little bit worse and hurts that little bit more.
It was a different style to play against. Do you think that's kind of the first test you've had up a side like that, so physical?
Yeah, I think it's an education for some of my players who are new to the league, who are not used to playing against that style. But I thought in general play we stood up to them very well. We defended well. A lot of tough performances out there, but we've been done by 2 set pieces, which is very disappointing.
Do you think Kyle Lafferty showed why you brought him to Rangers today?
Yeah, I thought him and Alfredo up there linked up really well. He got his rewards with his 2 goals, but I was really pleased with a lot of their partnership today. And that is the reason, goals, big player for us, stands up at the right times and contributes, that's good.
You changed things at the back, do you think it worked?
In general play, yes. I think the thing that didn't work today was us defending set plays. We've been done twice. So that's what we need to learn from. I think if you take them 2 set pieces away, I thought the formation and I thought the way we played was good enough to get a result here. But if you concede 2 from set plays, it's always going to be tough.
How much now do you mentally need to pick up the squad before they head off to Russia?
Well, there's nothing we can do about the Motherwell result now, except learn from it and move on. I always knew we were going to get some bumps in the road. This is our first real bump. So it's my job to make sure that this is out the system as quick as possible and re-prepare for a huge game in midweek.
Thanks for that, Old School. Bridgeman, aye, he's right. 2 set pieces, bad defending. As a team, all right, Tavernier's the man, but we didn't defend them great as a team.
Yeah, well, I think everybody in the world who supports Rangers knows we're going to play Motherwell at Fir Park. How are they going to play? They're going to pump the ball straight up the park, and they're going to be high balls, and they're going to be absolutely filthy against us. And that just happened like that, didn't it? Free kicks, or set plays as they murder to defend, didn't we? We're just murder. We don't know what we're doing. By the way, this is not new. We've always been quite poor at defending set plays, to be honest. The last 3 or 4 years. But there you go. Threw it away, really, didn't we? Really, in all honesty. We had that team beat. That team can't beat us in football, but they certainly beat us for endeavour in the second half.
They play to their strengths. Hopefully we've been joined by JFK, Jimmy Phoenixwood. How are we doing, James? Nope. Cushy, an honest assessment by Stephen, eh?
I think so, yeah.
You hear, bad connection.
Oh, wait a minute, we'll go to you, Jimmy. We can hear you. Can you hear us? No, carry on, Cushy.
I think he's always been honest, and that this time is no different. And you hear an awful lot from professional footballers that they just simply don't dwell on what's happened previously. The focus is always on the next game, and maybe the dwelling on it is for the fans and not the players, But it's we've got another big game coming up. I hope he does learn from it. I'm not so sure I agree with him in terms of the formation work today. With the 3 at the back. In fact, I don't agree with him. That being said, we let in 2 very, very poor goals from set pieces. But that's part and parcel of the game. There was Motherwell didn't provide any surprises for us today. They played the game exactly the way everybody anticipated they play the game, and we were just pretty poor in the defensive side of it. But if you know you've got to defend like that against Motherwell and you don't do it, you're going to come a cropper, and that's exactly what we've done today. So do we learn? You need to learn the next time we're playing them. That you've got to defend better. Maybe don't play 3 at the back. And I felt we matched them physically. I don't think they bullied us in the game or anything like that. I felt certainly in the first half as well. We were more than a physical match for them, but we were just let down by some very, very poor defending. But as Steven Gerrard says, we move on. The players have got to pick themselves up from what was a draw, not a loss, and let's see if we can rectify it and we can provide a better defensive performance over in Russia than we did in Motherwell.
Big Ulster. The disappointing thing for me was we never played in the second half. The last 15 minutes, we stopped playing. We couldn't pass the ball. We never kept the ball, and that's what caused us the problems. And even I think it was the 91st minute, we got the free kick up the park. We still couldn't manage to see the game out.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so that, he put Middleton on because Middleton's a nuisance, and he thought because obviously Motherwell were throwing everything to it at that stage of the game. He's obviously put Middleton on because he's such a, his pace, and when we counter-attacked, he would have torn them to shreds. But unfortunately, the team couldn't keep the ball. Middleton, I don't know if he even got the ball once. Any chance we got, we decided to smash the ball as far away as we could up the pitch, which allowed their goalkeeper or their defender, to grab the ball and then smash it back up again. And that's what happened sort of most of that last 30 minutes. We played in the Motherwell's hands, Ox, and if we had played football, if we had just calmed down, took our time, played the right passes and played the ball out, I think we would have caused Motherwell's more problems defensively. But because the way we were smashing the ball up, it allowed Motherwell to keep most of their offensive team up the pitch because they were waiting just for the ball to come back up the way again.
Anyway, we've been joined by a caller. Afternoon, caller.
How you doing, lads? It's Magpie. How you doing?
Magpie, this show finishes in 20 minutes.
I know. Anyway, lads, just to say, look, I've been in the lobby. I've been working quite a lot, as you know, and I'm in the lobby a couple of times, and I did say that it was brilliant to hear the positive voice and the positive noises coming from Rangers, but in 6 years we have been kicked in the teeth so much. We really need to keep our feet in the ground. And I was saying in the lobby, we don't have any established internationals in our team. It's not as if we're a wonderful, blessed with a team full of wonderful international class players. We've signed a top quality player at left back, but we're still basically a new team, and practically a whole new team. In fact, to be quite honest with you, mate, I don't think anybody should have been left over for the 2 Old Firm games. And I'm talking about Taverny as well. Not one person would have kept, but however, are there. The thing is, this was always going to come, and I don't think it's a bad thing, because I think we as fans need to keep our feet in the ground and be realists here. Right, we have come on, we have made leaps and bounds. As a new manager, as the first managerial, he's never experienced Scottish football. Nowhere in Europe would you be allowed to play with the tactics that the teams like Motherwell play, the up and narrow, lump and high boss, and just getting pulling into people and telling you're going to do it before the match has even begun. Right, and so this is a whole new team. We've got 2 central midfielders, right, basically. Jack's a very, very good player for Scottish football, and he's done a great job in Europe, but we're not anywhere near the finished article. And anybody that thinks we're just going to go to Parkhead next week and we'll turn up and they're no great shakes, but we're still not the finished article. But we do need to cut them some slack. This was always going to happen. The same way the game during the midweek, when everybody was saying 3 or 4-0, I never thought it'd be 3 or 4-0. Because in certain games, lads, and you know that you need this, you need that wee bit of breaks, you need that wee bit of luck, you need to grind out results. That's what won your league, grinding out results. And we're still trying to grind out the results. We've dropped points at Aberdeen's bridge at the last minute. Couldn't grind it out. Couldn't grind out the result today. It's a learning process, but I'm much happier watching this team than any other team I've watched in the last 5 years. And as fans, we've got every right to feel positive, but we do need to keep our feet in the ground. It's very, very early stages, and there's a lot of bumps on the way. They're still unbeaten, which is good. but there's still a learning curve. It's a whole new team, lads. And
that's a new team.
Some of them aren't even our players, Ox, and that's what worries me. They could be Ali. I would love, that's the kind of player we need just now, and unfortunately it's the one that's injured. Because we're not getting, there's no time on the ball whatsoever. We shouldn't be sure this is going to be the norm when we play away. We're still the cup final for every team. They might have won the league all these years, but believe me, Rangers are the big scalps. We're the team they love to hate, and we're the team they'll get wired into. And we need to be up for that battle, but we also need the quality in midfield that's missing. The Gerrard and the Souness type is missing for our central midfield. Once we get that, and maybe a winger, and probably another defender three, whether we get it or not, I don't know, but that's what's missing. But we're not that far away from being a really, really good team.
Can I say that I actually thought the boy Ajira played well today again?
Yeah, he did. And he's coming on there again. And the thing is, but we still need, to me, the guy that dominates the midfield, the guy that leads the midfield. Taverni's not a leader, as a captain. Again, defensively switched off. And I know he gets pelts because the guy can have 4 good games and 2 bad games. So that's just the type of player he is. But Gerrard's still learning. It must be a culture shock to some of these guys coming up here and seeing the type of football that's allowed to be played in these countries. Where you can put as physical as you can. Do that in Europe and it's a foul since you touch somebody. You know what I mean? And we need to be a wee bit smarter and a wee bit quick, especially doing the ugly things in the game. The last few minutes, somebody said, we're up, we've got a free kick. We don't need to we could take our time with it. We don't need to lump it in the box.
That was the time for the substitution, mate. That was the time for the substitution. We were on the front foot.
You're right, mate. So sorry to go on, but
it's all right.
Lads, I love you guys all, and I think but everybody's entitled to their opinion. I don't want to hear Rangers fans getting a bit annoyed with each other. This is only my opinion. It doesn't mean, folks always say it doesn't mean it's always right. But I do think we need to keep our feet in the ground. The 4-0 against European teams that have got to the 4th round of Europe for Russia just ain't going to harm. We've got to remember we've not came that far. We're not that far advanced as a new team. And we've done remarkably well, especially against the Croatian team. But we have to keep our feet on the ground because we've got very tricky. Can I just say one thing, last thing, before I go, mate? It concerns me the fact that, see, Rangers last year, I said this last year, see that when we played in the bottom 6, the last 6 home fixtures, how come we were the only team out of the top 4 that played the top 3 away from home? Right? When you played the last 5 games, right? We should have played at least one of those teams, and it would have been Hibs, but because Lennon, Baldwin shouted about it, we played them away. Now we've played 3 games away from home at the start of the season. So just a wee bit weird for me, mate.
The fixtures haven't been kind to us, but what I will say is that's 3 away games in a trot in the league. We've lost a goal in the last minute, Cushy.
Yeah, I mean, obviously one of those games is like it's not down to 10 men, and there's always a chance that that's going to happen. I think today with everybody on the park, and it still happens, but it's I'm not. James Taverna is obviously going to get a lot of criticism in terms of his playfulness and losing the 2 guys, and a lot of people are saying we just have to accept it. That is what it is. He's good going forward, etc. But one of the first things that I want in my captain and my defenders is for them to be consistent and dependable. And I don't think James Taverna gives you those 2 attributes. I don't think when we've got to defend, you can depend on him to do the right thing. And I'm wondering, and this is not just in this game today. We've seen it now for a number of years. I'm really wondering if we need to start. It's a position that we need to start looking at. And saying yes, he's fantastic going forward, but we need someone who's just who's a proper defender in that position. And whether we try and look to move James further up the park, or we decide maybe he's not kind of good enough for us, I don't know. But I want dependability, I want consistency in my captain and my defenders, and for me, for all he's good going forward, he just doesn't provide that for me.
Big Ulster.
No, I get where Cousins coming from. You're never gonna get. We've seen Tavernier long enough. You're never gonna get consistent, good defending performances from Tavernier. Never. It doesn't matter if he's here for another year, 2 years, or 5. You're never gonna get him consistently defending well because he's not the best at defending. What he will give you is there's games like the last week. He'll be fantastic going forward. And when you are going forward and you're on the ascendancy, he's such a brilliant attribute to have on your team. But when you're back to the wall and you're having to defend, Tavernier is going to be a weakling, unfortunately. And that's what Stephen George is going to have to look at. That is it worth keeping Tavernier in the right back position and as captain because of what he offers, and take these odd hits that you have the likes of the day when he's maybe not defending the best, or else so we're just going to move on. Maybe put Flanagan at right back and maybe lose the attacking prowess, but have somebody who's more better as a defender. That's something that Stephen George is going to have to look at. But I think, he's at an age now. We've seen him. I think we can all agree he's never going to change as in defending. If you can't defend, you can't defend. As simple as that. And I don't think he can do it very well.
I don't always blame him. I mean, obviously, he made mistakes. Yeah, that's factual. But the last 10 minutes, the whole team made a mistake. And this is the last call for JFK or Knightswood.
How you doing, guys? You hear me this time?
Yay! Yes. Have you got a string in 2 cans?
Oh, I tell you, I'm in a lot of bother here at my end. Obviously, the day, guys, I've been listening bits and pieces when I could there. I felt like a defeat today. I'm not going to be overcritical. I know Tavernier had a nightmare. Goldson's worst game in a jersey, a blue jersey. I don't know what they were all thinking of the third goal, the equalising goal. They were everywhere and anywhere, especially Tav. I don't know why big Griggs did. I'm not going to criticise Stevie G. I don't know. I'm up old school. I don't know why he made a substitution at a corner kick. I don't know what his thinking was there. But it's a learning curve for us. Let's not get too despondent. We never get beat today. I thought back man. Other than that, guys, there's not really much to say apart from what everybody else said. Just that we got what we deserved. We kicked ourselves badly today, and we didn't do what we should have done. And
what's it on me, Jimmy? I'll move away from you. Your internet's not a bit. I'll go to Magpie with this. What happened to the football we played the last half and then in the first half, mate, in the second half?
The thing is, mate, is his teams have seemed to be able to adapt to that style of play. I would say to you, any team that would like to get the ball down and knock it about would find it difficult, to do that the way the Scottish game's played. As I said before, I'm not criticising the guys. These are young guys. Some of the guys that are playing today have got their careers ahead of them, but they're not established internationals. They don't have the nous to actually see out games. They don't have, the experience. If you look back, we can go look back at the Goffs and the Butchers and the Roberts, and as soon as you scored, the game was finished. There's no way nobody's coming back, but that's just not the case. You're going to get terrible games like this where you're going to lose to. They'll lose games as well. The Kilmarnock game to me was a fantastic victory because that's the type of games that we trip up in. But sometimes, as I said, it's not a bad thing to keep your feet in the ground. We've got a quite difficult period coming up, and what I was thinking about the lads, and I love them, but I love you guys to bits, but some of the stuff was going 4-0, 5-0, and we're going to go through this, and we're going to do this, and going to do that. We should know for the last 6 years, mate, that 1 week we can have a fantastic week, and the next week it can be disaster. And I'm not saying be pessimistic, but just keep the feet in the ground. I still think we'll come good. I don't think they're great. They're already shaking in their boots. I'm desperate to sign 3-4 players. This is saying they said they had all the players they needed. Now, but it'll come good. Gerrard has made a mistake. He's entitled to make a mistake, and you'll learn from that mistake. But the football, sometimes it's when another team puts 4 forwards on for a start and then starts lumping balls up and then you start to lose your shape. I think we lost a lot of shape today. I definitely think we missed Kubilali, that type of player that can, do you know what I mean, that can control a midfield. And I just hope we can get him back as soon as possible, mate. I would love him back for the Oldham game.
And unfortunately as well, and I'll take this to Cushy, it's no Arfield's type of game. He's box to box. He's not going to win you that many headers. Scott, he's
No, he's got a small blow. I mean, I could see why he come on. That substitute. That was one of the substitutions that actually made sense to me. Particularly Halliday saying that he'd had a knock. The Middleton substitution didn't make any sense whatsoever. And the timing of the Wallace substitution didn't make any sense whatsoever. But as the guys have said, let's not get too negative. It's not a defeat. I think I'm hoping we can learn from it. I'm not too sure some of our players have got it in them to do that, but it's done. We've got to put it aside, and we've got to move on, and we've got to defend better against this Russian team.
Bridgeman.
Yeah, I agree with what Cushy's saying there. We have to move on. We gave away a goal. It was right away, which is a downer for everybody, and it gave them a lift. But we got one back, and then all of a sudden, not that they gave it away because the boy had a fabulous header, but we sort of weak marking. And then the last goal at the end, obviously we scored the second goal, but the last goal at the end that they scored, we just literally gave that away, don't we? We just let him in and just, the ball was about 2 or 3 feet off the ground and he just popped it in the net. So we're really down on that, and yes, we will do over the week. We'll probably end up tearing some of them apart in a nice way, not in a nasty way. So our criticism would probably be justified, but we don't really want to say too much about them from a negative perspective. We saw it ourselves with our own eyes, the weaknesses we've got. The manager saw it, particularly in a road, absolutely lashing down rainy day. The pitch was probably a wee bit heavy in the second half, so maybe a bit heavy-legged. But overall, I thought we got our point, and I'm very, very happy. Very happy.
I think the legs, mate, it came through Thursday, mate. There was no mud in that pitch, mate. No,
yes, but you're playing.
We did look leggy. The two strikers particularly looked leggy the last 15 minutes. Magpie.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we were playing at 12 noon as well, which isn't really ideal at any time, but any kind of without a game during the week. And the games are coming fucking fast. You know what I mean? Now, if you're Motherwell and it's your cup final and you're playing against a team that's playing to half their ability or you're going to have a chance. This is what the great thing about football. You mean Manchester City drew at Wolves yesterday? You know what I mean? If you put a banker on Man City to win that game, no matter how impressive Wolves have been, well, you can see how a Motherwell team up for the fight, a physical team, the ball in the box. I mean, let's be honest with you, Martin O'Neill won championships playing that type of football with about 9 tall, 6'4" plus players and just lumping balls into the box. And it's always going to cause teams a problem. Better football teams a problem. As Bridge was saying, although the pitch didn't look that bad, it's still very wet. The conditions weren't brilliant, but no excuse. Listen, we're a work in progress. I'm confident, mate. More confident I've been in the last 5 years with the manager we've got and coaching staff. And his coaching staff, mate, because he's brought a good group of coaches with him. And you learn more. Sometimes you learn more from defeat than you do going through thinking you're the bee's knees and you just need to turn up and win. So do not lose a game and it's still early days. I think we should just look at the positives.
The first half, Cushy, we lost 2 bad goals, but we responded brilliantly.
I thought our first half performance after losing the 2 goals was excellent. I thought we really stepped up the game. And we started playing the football. Barisic was throwing in some absolutely brilliant crosses. And it's been an issue, I think, from us creating chances from the left. Because we always seem to do it on the right via Candias and Tavernier, but it was always the left was always an area of, we never really seemed to create the same amount as we did from the right. But with Barisic there today, he was putting in some absolutely fantastic balls, and he just kept on doing it, and all looked like difficult balls to deal with for the defenders. So he was a real positive, and when we responded like that, as I say, it got to half time when we went 3-2. I thought there was only 1 team in it at that stage.
I agree. I thought positive game. Barisic to Ajira for the goal, mate.
Lovely goal, lovely pass. Looks up, lovely finish. It's it'll be a real attribute for us in the left, Barisic. I think it showed today what the difference between a player that's got a left foot on that side and what he can do throwing in crosses, rather than having a right-footed player out there that's always got to cut inside. And it really opened up the game for us in the first half. And long may I hope Barisic can continue that form because that was really nice to see, and it gave us a good balance from attacking options. And as I say, it's just unfortunate we didn't manage to take that kind of form and that type of pass into the second half.
Magpie, as I said, if we hadn't lost that goal, we didn't play well in the second half, but the positives for me was the response in the first half.
Oh, definitely, mate. You've got to take the positives. And look, here's the other positives here. I mean, I'm the man just to prove that I can turn around and say that I get it wrong quite a few times. I thought, like, for instance, Cardoso was going to be somebody that we could make money out of the way he started last season. But I'm looking at these guys and I'm pretty confident and positive and confident that we have signed players that are marketable. And I'm talking about the left back. You know what I mean? I'm talking about Kakic. These are guys that can make Rangers money in the near future. Which we don't have them, and these are guys that will be internationals. It's what we need. As I said, Ox, we don't have a team full of internationals anymore. We forget that we used to have teams that was full of internationals because we've had 6 years of dross. I'm very positive, very optimistic. That, what you said there, the performance to come back for the 2 goals, to me, proves that's what Rangers can do. You get that for 90 minutes, and it'll come. But the fitness levels start to get better, the team starts to gel, we start to find the proper, we're still trying to find the proper formation that suits us. We're going to have to adapt to certain games away from home, but for most of the games we've been pretty sort of comfortable. And even under pressure, today was just that, to me, it could be a blip. You always get blips, don't you? Let's face it. I used to play semi-professional football. I went out thinking I'm going to have a great game today, and I had a stinker, and I couldn't understand why. And I went out sometimes feeling, I feel like shit. And I've had a great game. It's just what happens. It's life, isn't it, lads?
I've seen your DVD, your career, mate, and I haven't fun any good games, mate. I'm sorry.
Mate, I was a very good footballer.
I have to admit, Oxy, I've never seen them either.
Well, mate, I'll say to you, that's why I'm so critical, mate. I'm over-critical of it, because I cannot understand why people who play professional football haven't got first touch. You're doing it, training, at the best training facilities out, and if you can't trap a ball and you play professional football, there's something wrong. So I'm hyper-critical. But see, Bridge, I was in a right back and a centre back. I played attacking midfield, mate.
Oh, where you going, Billy? One of you were on then.
A football player. I was a windy ass. I don't know.
Oxford's your pal then, Magpie. Oxford's your pal. He was also the same.
Cushy, we have got to take the positives out. Kyle Lafferty, the technique for the first goal, alright, it took a deflection, we'll never know if it was going in. Great strike. And the header for the second goal, yeah.
He'll be a good signing for us. I was kind of sniggering at Chris Sutton at half time on BT Sport. Still couldn't bring himself to praise him, despite the fact that the guy had actually scored 2 goals in the first half. So I said a few weeks back, if we did get to sign him, I think we're signing a more mature player, a level-headed player, and we could see that. We could see that today in the way he went about his business. And a couple of times when Morelos was getting involved a little bit, he was just pulling him away, and kind of giving it, and just making sure that the boy stayed out of trouble. So he'll be a good signing for us, and he proved it today. And whether he'll play up front with Morelos is like today, I'm not sure. But the boy was a good signing. He's got good technique, good in the air, big strong lad. So yeah, he should be well pleased, certainly with his shift today, because he never stopped.
All right, last word to Bridgeman.
Can I just say it's been a really disappointing result for us in a sense, but I thought that we didn't lose. So can I just say to other Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one is now, we really need this. Keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers are going to need us. Big style. Keep it going.
Can I thank Magpie, yourself, Bridge, Tushy, Travel Rug, Jimmy from Knightswood, Big Al and Big Ulster for taking the time to join the show. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 9 and 11 talking about all things Rangers. Take it away. Oh, and by the way, good luck to Fox this afternoon. Take it away, Old School Blue.
since I recall, I have followed football and ingrained in my heart are the Rangers FC. Through good and the bad, times of happy or sad, it will always be Rangers for me. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From the day I'd be Rangers for life. And I vowed to my dad, if I too had a lad, I would show him the way as he did on that day. And so now here I stand with young Lyle by the hand, after walking down Paisley Road West. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. When I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. For the day I'd be Rangers for life. There's a great sense of pride that I feel deep inside as I'm watching the jurors, my father and son. And it's sure safe to say at the end of the game, win or lose, we will all follow on. But when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. Ever since I recall, I have followed football and ingrained in my heart are the Rangers FC. Through good and the bad, times of happy or sad, it will always be Rangers for me. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. For the day I'd be Rangers for life. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. From that day I'd be Rangers for life.
surrender, we are the boys in blue. Come